Pretty quiet in here. Did something happen? Something happened I don't know about. All right. Excuse my voice. I know I'm hard to hear sometimes. Thanks to everyone for being here today. I really appreciate it. As I told our team Saturday after the game, at this point it's really about what's next, and it is a test of character and resolve and things of that nature. So we looked at the film, we broke it down, analyzed it, evaluated everything, and then we accept responsibility for what happened, coaches and players. We learned from it and put together a plan to improve and correct things, and then we turned the page and to prepare for Penn State. So that's our process, and that's always going to be that. We've had to do that. We've had to do that before, earlier this season, and we were able to get that done. And I really like the attitude of our staff and our players after the game. And today, we're a morning practice team, so we met this morning, and we just finished practice, and the focus was there. And I saw resolve and determination in a very upbeat football team, which was not any surprise to me at all. Penn State's a very good football team. We know that they'll be ready to play. We have a lot to play for on Saturday. We have a significant amount of seniors, some of whom have been here 6 years, and we want to make it a special day for them. We have an opportunity to win 10 games and to go undefeated in the woodshed in front of our fans, which I think is a significant accomplishment. And in the team meeting this morning, I just reiterated to our players and our staff that the voices inside of our room, inside of that team meeting room, have to be much louder and much more influential than the voices outside, because the voices inside are the ones that matter the most and are going to have the most effect on how we prepare for the game. Also talk to them about external expectations, because if I'm hearing it, I know that they're hearing it. And I told them, hey, look, the expectations that we have here and that we have had from the beginning, prior to the season starting, was that there were high expectations for us internally. We told our players that there wasn't a team on our schedule that we didn't think that we could beat, and there wasn't a team on our schedule that we didn't think could beat us. But the expectations were high. Although the expectations outside of our room were not as high, that doesn't mean that we've done enough. We still have more games to play. And so it's about being the best that we can be and reaching our full potential. And it's always been that. So we're not playing with the house's money, so to speak. That's not our attitude. And I get that a lot, so I know the players are hearing that as well. Hey, this is a great season. No one expected you to do anything. I mean, this is, well, we don't, that doesn't register with me, and it doesn't register with our team. So our focus is on this next game and preparing to the best that we can. Also told the staff that it's really, we're really just, it's time to go to the mattresses basically for this week and beyond. Our fans have been tremendous this season. It was great to get everyone back in the stadium. It's been an advantage for us. Obviously, we're undefeated at home, and so we're really looking forward to getting back home and getting in Spartan Stadium in the woodshed with our fans, our student section, the deep end, and that will be an advantage for us, and we're really looking forward to that. It's a special place. We're at the end of November here, and there's a lot at stake. So that's our mindset. I know that Penn State's very well coached, and they have some really good players, some difference makers on both sides of the ball and on special teams. So we'll have to be at our best. We're going to have to play complementary football. We did not do that this past Saturday, and so we got a lot of work to do. But that's why we practice, and that's why we meet, and that's why we prepare. So it's a challenge. We're up for it. We're built for it. And personally, I really like a challenge. I really embrace challenges, and so do our players, and so does our staff. We're competitors, and we're in a position to go into our stadium one last time this season and get the job done. So that's our sole focus. So with that, I'll open it up. If anyone's got anything, if you guys don't have anything, then I'll be happy to get back over to the office.
Over here, I know sometimes, when you deal with elite athletes and guys who are usually, aren't used to having things go where somebody's bigger, faster, and stronger than them. I'm just wondering, in a game like that, do you worry about the psychological effect of a loss like that and getting confidence back going this week? Is that something you address?
No, I don't worry about that. That you're going to take some L's, in your life, and so we deal with it. And like I told the guys at halftime and again, I said, hey, no one's going to give up on you. We're not going to give up on you. We're going to keep chopping, and we're going to go out and we're going to fight, and we're going to continue to do that. And that's our mindset, and that's what we actually do. And we've been doing that. We've been doing that. This is what we do every single day, because all of what happens within the program is not outward facing. So we have issues and challenges on a day-to-day basis that we battle through together as a team, and that's no different. How do you respond? How do you handle a loss? Well, you have to have mental toughness. You have to have process. You have to have answers, and you have to have belief, and you have to have people that care about you. They can help. They can help you, and you rally, and we circle the wagons, and we go. I mean, that's what it is. I mean, this is high stakes situation. Power 5 football. Competing at a high level, competing for championships, and it's a binary business. It's you get a 0, you get a 1. You get an L, you get a W, and that's the life we live. So when you play, that's how it is. So we know how to handle adversity.
Right here. I was wondering with the reports of the contract extension offer, I was wondering if you can address that and if it's been signed.
Yeah, that's not my focus. And It's not the focus of my team. I'm not thinking about anything right now. I'm not focusing on anything other than our upcoming opponent. That's the only thing that I'm thinking about.
Now, when you talk about the film breakdown and evaluation, as you went through that, did you see anyone other than Bryce Beringer who you thought played a good game, and is there a particular area you thought was good enough?
Well, I mean, you come out of a game like that. I don't think it's. Can you guys hear me? You come out of a game like that. I don't think it's appropriate. I don't think it makes sense. I mean, I could, but I mean, why would I need to point out a bright spot here, a bright spot there? I mean, really, what difference does that make? We have to get ready for Penn State. We've already evaluated the film, good, bad, ugly. We've done that, and we've moved on. Like I said, we've already practiced. We're a morning practice team, and so we've already moved on, and that's why I moved the pressures from Tuesday to Monday, because when we were doing these on Tuesday, I would come here and we already had 2 practices on the next opponent, so it wasn't good enough. And so you win as a team, you lose as a team. So there was no coach, no player, myself included, that was good enough.
Well, I just, on senior day, I'm just wondering your thoughts on however many seniors are leaving. I know some can come back, but is there an appreciation by you for guys who went through a coaching change and kind of stuck it out and bought in with you? I mean, you have that feeling Saturday as you send your seniors off?
I do. I appreciate everyone on the team. And the seniors, it was a great appreciation, admiration and respect for what they do, what they've done for their teammates, for themselves, and for Michigan State. So there's always somewhat of an emotional time when you see that. It's something that you never get used to, because it's I've been through it. It's the end of it signifies the end of an era. It's a chapter being closed. So certainly we want the memory Saturday to be a good one.
No, I'm wondering, I know you don't like to make excuses and talk about injuries a ton, but missing some of the guys you were, especially offensively the other day, and then you lose Jaden during the game, it kind of isn't exactly 100%. How much did that affect what you guys were able to do or what your plans were to do, and is that something that, now affects what you do going forward this week if some of those guys are still not available?
Yeah, injuries are a part of the game, and so it's a next man up mentality. We have a significant amount of injuries on both sides of the ball, and also on special teams. I don't think that's a secret, and so it's next man up, and we game plan and we prepare with the guys that are available. And like I said last week, the guys that can play, give us what you got, and the guys that can't play, then you're out and you work hard to get back. And so it's really that simple. And it does matter who's playing, obviously. It's a human performance business. And so we need some guys to step up, next man up and get the job done. And we need to play complementary football. We have to, and when guys are out, you have less margin for error. So we have to play better. We have to make less mistakes. Our execution has to be very, very sharp. We have to execute at a very, very high level, offense, defense, and special teams for the entire ball game. And that's what it takes. And, you know, I've said this before. I talked to the team about it again this morning, and I just reminded them of, you know, preseason camp. We have 2 scrimmages in the preseason, and after our second scrimmage, I came into the meeting room, I stood in front of the team, and I said, hey, listen, I said, do you guys want the good news or do you want the bad news? And they said, we want the bad news, coach. I said, no, I'm going to give you the good news. So the good news is that based upon our evaluation of what I see and based upon my experience as a coach, 25 years of coaching, we have enough players here to get the job done right now. And so trust me on that. Not it. So the bad news is we don't have the depth that we need right now. This was a preseason camp. Based upon my experience, it's a long season, you have injuries, it's a game of attrition. So depth is critically important. So we have to develop young players. Guys have to get better. Guys have to come on, take ownership, prepare. Even if you're not a starter, prepare to be a starter and be ready to be the next man up or compete to move ahead of someone else. We need as many guys to be ready to play as possible, and we've been working tirelessly to get that done, and so have the players. You know, so at this point of the season, it's not just us, it's all over the country, college and pro. You know, it's a next man up deal. And I told the players this morning, I said, guys, nobody cares. No one cares. Like, we care, like we love you and we love each other. We care about you as people, but in terms of this is a results-oriented situation. It's binary. You get a W or you get an L. That's it. So that's why we don't have excuses. That's why we don't complain about officiating or anything like that, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. So we're going to prepare. We're going to prepare for pressure. We're going to prepare the best that we can with the guys that we have, and our goal is to win the game. You know, and we're preparing to do that, and that's the expectation internally for us. You know, that's what we're here to do. And so, treatment, nutrition, rest and recovery, meetings, extra meetings, film study, whatever it is, going to the mattresses. We're going to rally every day this week within our process, and then we're going to take it to the game on Saturday.
On the front here again. Flashback to last year, and you said going into the week, the holiday celebration would be a PowerPoint presentation with the turkey on it, and then go about business. I guess, what are your plans for this week with it being the difference and kind of looking back on what the players sacrificed last year, not being around their families, and maybe the chances here?
Well, we're a morning practice team. This season, we were not, you know, previously. So it actually helps with when you have like a Thanksgiving. Actually, this morning I was on the radio. I go on like at 8:19 every Monday morning, and Steve he mentioned Thanksgiving and wanted to know what type of food I like to eat. I'm a turkey guy, man. I was like, man, thanks for reminding me of that. It didn't even cross my mind. I didn't even know that it was Thanksgiving. I wasn't thinking about that. So, but it's not going to affect us very much because we practice in the morning, and we'll have food for our guys, and then they'll go and do what they have to do. Typically what happens on Thanksgiving is guys they'll live close by. They'll go home, and they'll take some teammates with them, and they'll have some players that will go to a coach's house, and some players will come to the head coach's house, and some of the coaches will, everyone to find somewhere to go and grab food, and then we get ready for the next day. Some guys hop around based upon who's got what, and try to get something here, sweet potato pie here, greens over here, you know, stuff in here, whatever, and then try to get that going. Eat, take a nap, eat some more, you know, and then come back ready the next day.
Talking a little bit about just the binary aspect of wins and losses. When there is a score involved, there's a psychological component that kind of comes along with that, whether it be a close game or a lopsided game like that. Is it easier or tougher to coach guys after a game like that? And how do you kind of, within the construct of the neutral thinking, get them to kind of maybe eliminate the score and focus on performance?
It really depends on the type of team that you have, and because the team is made up of individual guys and their mindset and their mental disposition, like how do they respond to victories, how do they respond to defeats, you know, margin of victory, margin of defeat, and really they all count one, you know. So when you and I've said this before, even when we've won games. There's been issues, you know, and so the process doesn't change, and so as long as from a coaching staff standpoint we're not up and down, you know, then our team has an opportunity to be neutral thinkers. And neutral thinking is basically listen, you take the emotion out of it, you take the judgment out of it, and you just go right to the facts, go right to the truth. You say, okay, what are the facts? What's the truth? So like, what happened? You know, and then you're real about it, you own it, and then based upon the information you have, then that determines what you need to do next. And it's like do next, which is an action or behavior. And the behavior and the actions and the doing is what creates the outcomes. And so there's a process to prepare for a game that goes throughout the week. So we're early in the week now, and you know, that's how we go about it. And we confront and demand, you know, as we go, and you can coach players hard. You can confront players. You can be harsh with your criticism. You can be direct. You can be very demanding. You can push guys beyond where they even think they can go if they know you care about them. And if they know that you have their best interests at heart, and if you know that you know that everyone's in it together, because there's no finger pointing or things like that. Because when the players do good, the staff does good. When the players do bad, staff does bad. I mean, we're all in it together. You know, so when you have that type of understanding, and that's built day after day after day after day over time, players understand, hey, this is how it's going to be, and it's not personal. It's just what's required in the game, you know, in the process. Like if I don't like something that I see, you know, say for instance, it may be a foolish penalty. You know, we'll say as coaches, hey, that was a foolish penalty. We're not saying you are a fool. It's two different. It's not the same. It's very different. That was a foolish penalty. That action. Okay, so how do we fix that? You know, and then that's part of teach, motivate, develop players, and it's an ongoing thing. And so it depends on what type of players you have, their maturity, their experience, you know, things like that. And then, you know, everyone's different. Everyone, you know, we treat everyone fairly, but we don't treat everyone the same, because we have to know your personnel, and then that's where the rubber meets the road. And like I told the guys today, you know, we have to dig in. And we have to dig in right now. This week we're digging in right now, and we're going deeper in our preparation, you know, because we know what our challenge is going to be on Saturday, and so and this is what we do full time. It's not like I'm going when I leave here and doing like monitoring in school detention or something like that.
Mel, just sort of two smaller things for you here real quick. Connor Hayward, I just saw when he came in here, is going to go to got invited to the Senior Bowl. Kind of a unique guy, obviously switched positions, maybe not a prototype size tight end, but I'm just wondering what you've heard in your experience. Do you think he could be an NFL guy, or what do you think his potential is at that point?
Well, if he's being invited to the Senior Bowl, and obviously people are evaluating him, Jim Nagy and those guys, they're looking at him, all of the NFL. They're looking at him as a prospect. So absolutely, he'll have, God willing, he'll have an opportunity to show what he can do. We have scouts, we have NFL scouts, personnel guys in here daily. We've opened up our operation to the NFL, and so they're able to come here whenever they want. They watch practice, they watch film, they watch game film. They talk to myself, they talk to the staff, they talk to trainers, academic folks. They gather, we're wide open, and they also come to games, and so we want it to be in a very inviting place for the NFL, so that they can evaluate it, so they can see it, so they can get good information and accurate information on the guys, and that helps our players, because the NFL and the process of evaluation and stacking the board for the draft and all that, they don't like unknowns. They want to know everything, and so that's why we're wide open. It makes their job easier, so they can get better information that's better for our players, because they get the exposure. We're wide open, so I think that really helps. So like Connor and all the other guys that are draft eligible, we want those guys to have opportunities to play at the next level. And there's always discussions about do I come out and do I come back, all that. So we have a process for that as well to help inform the players, and at some point, their parents or whoever, hey, here's the information that we have. Here's independent information, third-party information, objective, and then so everyone can make informed decisions. And we're going to support our players, any way that we can. So, because that's a dream of almost every single player that we have on our team, is to play at the next level. So anything we can do to help them get there, we're all about. So I was really excited when I got that letter from the Senior Bowl that Connor was being invited. I mean, that was a positive.
And then just sort of quickly, sort of along the same lines, it may be too early in the week for this, but if a guy came to you that has eligibility left and said, I think this is it for me, would you let him or want him doing a senior day type of thing just to give him one last moment here? I don't know if you've had that situation before where you've got guys like that. Just wondering your thoughts on that, if that's a thing.
Yeah, it's very fluid, especially now with when you talk about COVID years and am I going to come out or am I going to stay and things like that. So it's up to the players if they want to participate, and we may, and it's fluid. It's fluid, and a guy may participate and may come back.
You'd let him know if it was a junior or something. You'd be fine with him being part of it? Okay.
Absolutely. Why not? Why not? I mean, this is for the players, and we want to do what we can for them, and help them any way that we can. And if a player wants to participate in senior day, then let's do it, and let's it's going to be positive. That's going to be a good thing. And then if based upon information or whatever, decide to come back, then come back. You know, do it again next year. You know, double up.
Time for a couple more, Audrey, and then Jim.
Perfect way to transition into this sort of, you mentioned how seniors, recognizing them signifies the end of an era. So how would you define the era of these seniors that you will be recognizing on Saturday?
Yeah, well, I'm sure these guys could probably write a book, you know, about their time here at MSU. I know I certainly can, even from just this past couple of seasons. So it's going to be a different story, a different narrative for each guy, you know. And I'm sure throughout the week, as you get a chance to visit with some of those seniors, you know, they'll have some stories to tell or some feelings. But I know one thing: it goes fast. It goes just like that, you know. And I mean, it's always good for the younger guys to see, you know, the seniors and kind of see them go through that process, because they're with those guys every day, you know. And then all of a sudden they look and say, "Oh, he's this is it," you know, here, last home game. You know, it's kind of a reality check, you know, because nothing is forever, and we only have so many opportunities. You know, that's the thing that when you hear when you talk to former players, and when they come and talk to our team, or they come to a practice, they always talk about how it seems like yesterday. You know, everything just goes so quickly, and that you can't get it back. You can't get it back. And you know, oftentimes when former players talk to current players, they'll tell them, "Hey, listen, take advantage of the opportunity that you have. Don't take it for granted. This is a special time, and it doesn't last forever. Make the most of the opportunity and appreciate it." And so, you know, we hope, you know, as coaches, that we have a positive impact on our players on the field and off the field. You know, that's part of coaching. I still think coaching is a very honorable profession, in that we oftentimes have a significant impact on the players' lives through football. And so, you know, and it'd just be interesting to see, you know, and hear from the guys in terms of what their experience has been, you know, especially through, a lot of these guys have come in here, you know, on the heels of a playoff run type deal, and then have gone through the process and ups and downs, and now a coaching change, and you know, that's a lot. You know, some of these guys when they get here, some of these guys are 17 years old when they get here. You know, and then next thing you know, they're grown men, and they're ready to go out and do whatever. You know, our goal and our hope and our prayer is that they're better off because they decide to come to Michigan State, and they're able to launch their careers, whatever they may be, and they leave here. And once a Spartan, always a Spartan. Even guys that have transferred out, we tell them, once a Spartan, always a Spartan. We're always here to help. We're always here as a resource to support you.
Mel, you were mentioning earlier about the importance of players competing and remaining ready as the season goes along. Keon Coleman is a guy who made some plays this past weekend. Can you talk about his progress? And then also Elijah Collins and how he looked as you evaluate him coming back.
Yeah, it was good to see Elijah back out. He's another guy who, you know, would work really, really hard in the out of season, and then sustained an injury and had to battle and fight back, and then was, had a role on special teams, and then actually had an opportunity to go in the game and have production. So, that was really good to see. You mentioned Keon, true freshman, coming in and diligently working to, at his craft and learning the scheme and, what it takes to be a Power 5 football player, and really started, his major role prior to Saturday was special teams, and then he earned the playing time that he got, and he had some targets and he was able to make some plays. So that was good, and obviously he has tremendous upside. You saw something similar from like Malik Carr earlier, in the past few weeks, because he's a young player. This is only his second year in college ball, and so learning what to do, how to do it, working really hard, wanting to get out there, going out and playing on special teams. On that, next thing you know, he's in there playing, catch a ball. Say, man, where'd that guy come from? Well, he's been working. He's been working to get out there. And we've seen some other guys. It happens for some guys faster than others, just because of circumstances. We saw Big Chuck out there, Bradley, out there early playing and running around and making some plays. So, hey, if you're good enough, you're old enough. And so when you're ready, and we'll put you out there, and then it needs to continue to get better, continue to push.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you. I guess happy Thanksgiving. Thanks, Coach Green.
Did you say Big Chuck now? Okay, just making sure I heard that.
All 100. Hope you did. They'll call it 160.
Are you a turkey guy, or you never did answer that?
Turkey? I told him I was all of the above. You can see that right there.
So you fit in this room?
Sweet potato pie, yeah, absolutely. Sweet potato pie all day, every day. So I'll eat sweet potato pie if it's not Thanksgiving.
Do you have your mom's recipes, or she have her own stuff?
I'm not sure about my mom's recipes, but I know there's over the years, fixing things up. So